Hey guys, so this should be the last World of Warcraft one today, and I say today, but we've got that freaking Chad over here, Daddy Metzen, um, kind of talking about uh him. They're doing things different. Apparently, they're kind of laying out the next 2, 3 expansions right now. Uh, so you can look through. It's the World Soul Saga, which deals with Azeroth. Uh, the War Within, Midnight. I'm guessing that's going to be something Void related. And then The Last Titan. I haven't watched any of these. As you can see, I've only watched 7 minutes out of 25. He's just been talking, saying, oh, well, we want to do things a little different. And, we have such a story that we've wanted to tell. And we think this is like the best way to tell it. So, but let me go back a little bit. Let's just go back to 7 minutes. I'm so glad to see Metzen. Like when one thinks of World of Warcraft, this is the person that should come to mind. This man is World of Warcraft. But let's give Daddy Metzen our full undivided attention.
Keep your ears peeled. I assure you, we are moving with purpose. And the last thing we really want is for y'all to have your grandkids controlling your mouse and your keyboard trying to wrap this thing up. So, it's coming. Also, given the scale of this monster, we have decided to change it up today. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Instead of just debuting your next expansion all on its lonesome, we have decided to give you a glimpse at your next 3 expansion sets. Does this meet with your approval, Blizzcon?
Also, it's very smart because, it's kind of like them leaking the information themselves instead of, it's like, okay, well, they gave us the title, they gave us what it's about. There's really nothing to leak about it right now. So,
my friends, I'm going to warn you, there may be mild spoilers ahead. Actually, I'm just kidding. They ain't mild. Buckle up. Are you ready, Blizzcon? The first part of the World Soul Saga and your 10th expansion is called World of Warcraft: The War Within. In this chapter, you will be descending into the heart of Azeroth itself, exploring new subterranean kingdoms and engaging with ancient cultures like the Earthen and the terrifying Nerubians of Arsh-Kahet. But as the forces of darkness close in around our precious world soul, yeah, that's you, will be called to do what you always do, which is dispense indiscriminate justice upon all those who got it coming. Talk to me, Blizzcon.
I mean, he is right. We get told to kill something and we just do it. We don't think about the repercussions. It's like, oh, this thing is bad. I want you to go kill it for me. And we're like, yes.
The second part of the World Soul Saga is called World of Warcraft Midnight. In this chapter, you will be returning, ready, to the old world, to the fabled lands of Quel'Thalas. There, the forces of the Void have invaded Azeroth, intent on snuffing out the light of the Sunwell and plunging the world into darkness and fear. You will not only help reunify the scattered elven tribes of Azeroth, but you will make your stand with the forces of the light and banish the shadow forever.
Wow.
Boy, I love ads. But okay, so the old world. So we're going back in time? Like, they have a Sunwell, like a new Sunwell that was created after the original one was destroyed. So are we going back to the original Sunwell? Oh, geez, we got some wonky time travel stuff going on. Okay, but isn't that going to affect our timeline? Unless that's the whole purpose now, is going back and changing certain things so that way Azeroth has a better chance of survival and we're able to assist her more by having all these powerful things still there.
Of course, Blizzcon, it is Azeroth. Things may not go to plan. Things may just spiral wildly out of control, leading us to the third part of the World Soul Saga. World of Warcraft, the Last Titan. In this chapter, you will again be returning to the old world, this time to the wintry lands of Northrend. And there, at Ulduar, you will bear witness to the return of the Titans to Azeroth. And there, you will uncover a vast conspiracy, one that stretches throughout the history of the world, one that will challenge everything you think you know about the Titans, their intentions, and the true nature of Azeroth itself. In time, my friend, in time. And it's called Silithus. There you go. Blizzcon, my hope, our dear hope, is that you can see when it comes to WoW storytelling, we ain't screwing around. We are playing for all the marbles. We are working to establish a thundering heartbeat for this franchise. Now. Now, BlizzCon. Hearken to me. Always wanted to say that. Thank you. Whether you are a current player, and I'm going to bet that most of you are, or maybe you jumped off the WoW train a few expansions ago, now is the time to come home. Now is the time.
When he says that, I believe him. Again, this man here, this freaking rock star right here, he is the World of Warcraft. He created essentially the lore that we know and love. of the old world. So when this man says that you're going to want to come home, I believe him. This, after he kind of stepped away and had less and less to do with the story, you could kind of tell. But he's back. And when he says, whether you're old, an old player or, new, you're going to want to be here. Because the 20 years Warcraft has been around. From Warcraft to World of Warcraft for 20 years. Or rather, just World of Warcraft. It was released 2004. So, 20 years. This story, these characters, what they've been trying to do. And as a 20th anniversary type thing, it should be something to really drive that home, something to say, hey, I want to play World of Warcraft again. So when this man says we're going to want to, I believe him. Going back to Old War, now he said before with Sunwell, so maybe not going back to Sunwell in the past, but the Sunwell that's the newly established Sunwell, the one that killed Jaden, was crawling out of, because they said we're going back to Old War. So we're just going back to old zones, just like Silithus. And he's talking about the Titans, because in this expansion, in Dragonflight, we've been kind of told that the Titans, they're not exactly what we think. We think of them as these great beings who bring order and this and that. But, Iridikron's telling us is basically, they don't care about you. They don't care about you. Neltharion, writing in his ramblings that we see, same thing. He's like, these Titans, they're not what they appear to be. They don't care for us. All they care about is order, and they don't care if all of us have to die in order for order to be maintained. They're willing to make that sacrifice. So the Titans are not what they seem to be. All the Titan facilities around Azeroth, I think it's to kind of keep her in check, because I think they kind of know that Azeroth is the most powerful of them. And again, I've said this before in the other cinematic for the trailer for it. Sargeras was their most powerful champion. This guy could cleave worlds in two. He defeated all of them. Sargeras is afraid of Azeroth. He knows what should happen if she's awakened and turns to the void, is corrupted by void. So I think them knowing that she's the most powerful, they're doing what they can to keep her under their control, to keep her ordered. That while, there might be little few blips here and there, I think Titan facilities are essentially a way to keep an eye on her vitals, stuff like that, her levels of, order. And I think the sole purpose of not the sole purpose, but just one of the purposes is to keep an eye on her. Thinking, oh, well, they're just keeping an eye on her to make sure she's safe and all that. No, quite frankly, the Titans, I believe, they don't want her to wake up. If she was to wake up, again, she's more powerful than Sargeras. If she wanted to take control of the Pantheon, if she could wake up and do whatever the hell she wanted, and no one's going to stop her, because no one can stop her. And if she was infused with void in a vulnerable state as she is now, as she's still just a world soul, she hasn't emerged, there'd be nothing in the cosmos that could stop her. Nothing. No magical enchanted weapons are going to do anything against her. And that's what Sargeras was so afraid of. That if something happened to her and she emerged, even he couldn't take her down. her power is so great, he would pale in comparison. And this terrified him to see his most powerful sibling, his sister, falling to darkness. And not only that, not being able to do anything. Yeah, he can go around and cleave planets in two, and that's what he was trying to do. He's trying to kill her. Not out of malice, not out of hatred, but purely out of what he would consider as a kindness. He did not want to see his sister become corrupt. And he thought, okay, this is the only thing I can do. Think of it as a mercy killing for him. But the Titans are not what they appear to be. They needed us when we fought Argus, but they couldn't care less about us. And when Algalon came along, it just showed that that's the truth. I mean, re-origination, that would wipe out everything. I mean, kind of like reset it to almost like, I guess, like an Emerald Dream kind of state with no life except for flora and fauna. But as for like intelligent beings, we'd all be dead. We'd all die. They have no cares about us. We are merely just tools for them. We help them maintain that order they're looking for. But the minute we step out of line and start doing something that isn't within their design, they're going to show their true colors.
To pull on your boots, pick up your broadsword or your favorite glowy staff, and get in this fight. Friends, Azeroth needs her defenders now more than ever. Now, in a few moments, we are going to give you a deeper look at the war within. But before we do that, I want to leave you with a little something to chew on. I want to remind you all that sometimes very epic things can begin with small, heartfelt moments. What you're about to see is one of those moments. And with that, BlizzCon, proud defenders of Azeroth, let the World Soul Saga begin.
He's like, well, I thought you didn't watch it. How did you? Because he always says proud defenders of Azeroth. Every BlizzCon, he says the same thing. But it's really cool that they kind of gave a little sample of what we're going to experience the next several years. Midnight, bit of a, the name, but Midnight, you think of darkness. Okay, darkness, you think of the void. The last Titan. I mean, well, do we really know if Azeroth really is a last Titan? I mean, the cosmos in this game is, infinite in scale, and so are we really to say that Azeroth is really the last Titan? But considering the Titans and Sargeras and the other Titans have traveled across the cosmos, I mean, in its infinite capacity, somehow they have kind of, unless they are, I mean, I know they can sense when they're, they have other siblings and other planets growing. So perhaps that is the way we know it is the last Titan, because Azeroth, that's where all that energy that they feel is coming from. And there's apparently nothing out in the cosmos. So, I mean, the last Titan, I guess, if thinking from the Titan's point of view, being able to sense their other siblings growing and about to emerge and stuff like that. So the last Titan is kind of implying that apart from Azeroth, who is still unborn, that there is literally no other world soul out in this infinite vast of mass of area and in space, and it kind of hard to think about because just like our universe, infinite in size, in this infinite universe, there's only one Titan left. But again, they are kind of the ones who order the universe. They are essentially the universe itself. So if anyone was to know, I think it would be the Titans. Um, but giving us an idea, saying going back to the old world, we're going back to Northrend, which is amazing. Going back to like the Sunwell, so I I'm looking forward to this. It's good to have Metzen back. It's good to have hopefully proper storytelling again because when he was in charge of the story, it was good. Um, Again, this man is the World of Warcraft. There's a reason why they have him come out and do this stuff because he's the one who can get people fired up. He's the one who you could tell how passionate he is about it because it's his baby, you know. With him back on board, I feel a lot better about the WoW future of stories and stuff like that. But yeah, Metzen, the rock star of Blizzard, the man who is World of Warcraft itself, and he's introduced the next 3 expansions, which is I think amazing. I wish we would have gotten a little more, maybe just a glimpse of maybe like art, you know, kind of concepts and stuff like that, but perhaps another time. But I'm looking forward to it, and I hope everyone else is. I'm just glad to see Daddy Metzen back. You know, it's been a while and we've missed him. I mean, he left in what? Legion, like before Legion came out or whatever. So you can tell from Legion or the end of Legion to, you know, now it's really been missing that storytelling aspect that he can bring. And hopefully that it gets better. But anyways, what do you guys think? What do you think about the titles of the expansions? What do you vague idea of what they might be, apart from what he said? Let me know. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.